I'm Maddie, this is Cortez, and that is Steven, if you can see him. I came to Bridges when I was 17, almost 18, because I found out that I was pregnant unexpectedly, and it was a really hard time in my life. I had a pretty unstable housing situation. I was basically just kicked out the month before I was finishing my senior year of high school, and I honestly did not have a ton of support. So when I came to Bridges, they were the first people to really encourage me to, acknowledge that this was going to be hard possibly, but that people were there for me and that it was possible. And to, also just talk to me about the fact that, even though everyone was pressuring me and telling me that it would be easier to just not do this and it'll be easier later, you can do it another time, that it wasn't necessarily the truth and it wasn't going to be just an easy solution. To kind of confirm what I had already felt in my heart, that it was not what I wanted to do and that it was wrong for me and that I would regret this, as much as everyone was telling me that my life would never be what it was supposed to be if I continued at this moment and I was, just going to be a teen parent. I wasn't going to finish high school. I wasn't going to, the Cortez was going to leave and, just a whole conglomerate of miserable scenarios. And when I came here, it was like, no, you can do this. I had kind of the foundations. I know that Cortez had kind of started to speak to me about my relationship with God, but giving me, a push that, I wasn't totally on my own either. And that, I didn't have to understand how things were going to work out because, God was going to help me and I was going to be able to get through this and then be on to better things. Stephen was the best decision I think that we ever made in our lives. It was really hard, we had to grow up a lot and we had to grow up really fast, but he just gave both of us the strength and the courage to continue. And I just want to thank everyone who supports Bridges, because it's so important for people to have a space and have people that encourage them, and just a place, when I came to Bridges, it felt so different and so safe. And to just have a place that I could come and for a second, I felt like, things are going to be all right. And that the people who support Bridges make it possible for, the next 17-year-old girl, the next person who's housing insecure, they don't know where they're going to go. They don't know what they're going to do, to just make it possible and to just have support from people who care about you. Just wanted to say thank you to everyone who supports Bridges. So now we're happy, we're married, we're growing up together. Stephen, do you want to tell them any news we have? You can tell them that there's
You're gonna be a brother.
You're going to be a brother, Stephen.